Love defies age. If you find somebody, and they're legal,
Yeah.
if you find somebody and you absolutely love each other, and I don't think age is a big concern. Love does not know age. That's what I
I
say.
completely agree. Yeah. And if you're so concerned about people in age gap relationships, like, go get a hobby.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Harley Malarkey podcast, Old Dog New Tricks.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah. Well, if you can see, if you're watching us on video here, I'm wearing a Jackson Brown t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. What a great show, right?
It was really good.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
amazing.
I love Jackson Brown. So much fun. So much fun.
Except you weren't there, were you?
But I remember I was driving the kids one location and we
Yeah.
were listening to Jackson Brown,
Yeah.
trying to be there with you in the spirit world.
So I wanted to go see Jackson Brown. He was playing at Humphreys in San Diego, which is this cute little tiny venue, for like 6 months. Since I saw he was playing there, I've told Brian this whole time, I really want you to go. I didn't really ask that many of my friends because not that many of my friends are into like
Old man music?
old person music.
Yeah. Old person. That's correcting me. You didn't correct me, but that was a good correction.
Yeah.
Because I'm old, man, and I sometimes forget that we don't refer to everyone as man.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
In my day, ho!
And then my brother's fiance was maybe going to go with me because my brother is also into old person music. And then
Based on your mom.
Yeah, it was her bachelorette party this weekend. And I really, really wanted to go. And I was sad that I wasn't going to go. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If I really want to go and the only thing that's stopping me is not having somebody that's going to go with me, like, I'm just going to go by myself. I looked on StubHub. There was one ticket left.
Golden ticket. Those hippies from the Grateful Dead call it. It's a golden ticket.
I couldn't have even taken anyone if I tried. And my mom is the person that got me introduced or fell in love with Jackson Brown. So I was like, me and my dead mom are going to go to this show together.
I fucking love it.
Yeah. And we did. And it was so fun. And I was like, this is actually even better than going with someone because at the beginning he played songs that not that many people knew. Then
And you would have felt bad if I was there.
I might have felt bad. And then the second half he played all his hits, but I'm like, how many of my friends even know his hits? And so I just got to enjoy the whole concert without worrying if anybody else is having a good time.
I didn't know this. You didn't tell me this.
You didn't ask, did you?
Oh.
I got a perfect parking spot right in front. I got the last ticket to the show. I sat next to two very nice people who are also there by themselves. And I was 6th row on the end. And if you've ever been to Humphreys, you definitely want to be on the end, the tiniest, most uncomfortable chairs. So I felt like my mom made all those things happen for me. And we had a great time at the show together.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And the reason I couldn't go was I had a lot of prior commitments and I was tired and I would have missed the great Buffalo Bills comeback game over Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. And I had to drive kids, and there could have been...
Everybody's tired of all your excuses. Everybody's tired of them.
Everybody in this room? Yeah. Everybody in this room.
But this does lead into what I wanted to talk about today. So one of our more popular episodes is about age gap relationships.
Yes.
I think people are just curious because, I don't know, not everybody's in one. And they're like, what possibly could this sprightly 34-year-old woman have to do with this almost 53-year-old man? And I thought that we could enlighten them. And
I want to know the answer. What do you see in this? I wasn't sprightly. You were sprightly.
Yeah.
Sprightly 34-year-old woman in this
crotchety,
nut dragger old man. This old saggy bald, fucking slightly bald, not even slightly anymore. Nut dragger. That's just a fun word to say.
It is a fun word to say. I'm going to start calling you that.
You old nut dragger. You want some decaf coffee? You old nut dragger. He can't drink that caffeine anymore. It gets him a little bit shaky, you know? Old nut dragger.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have quite a youthful spirit for 53 years old. And the Jackson Brown actually kind of made me think of this because on one of our first dates, I don't really remember the order in which this happened, but I put on Jackson Brown and Brian's like, ugh, you're reminding me of like my mom. Like what kind of
My mom's not even cool enough to
old
listen to
person
Jackson Brown.
shit is this? He made some comment like that. And then he's like, what do you want to listen to? And then you know what he puts on?
Shut up.
Fucking Maroon 5.
Oh, God. I mean, just a sec though. But I do enjoy Jackson Browne, and I do enjoy that era of music.
Yeah.
I listened to it far too much when I was like in. My friend Bill Olson and stuff. He'll probably slap me for saying this, but he loved like that. He liked Led Zeppelin,
Yeah.
and the Stones, and that kind of a little bit more aggressive old person music.
I like that too. I'm
Yeah,
not a
I know you.
huge Zeppelin person. I do enjoy Led Zeppelin, but huge Stones person.
But we did appreciate some Jackson Browne, and in that I love Elton John. I love Billy Joel. Those are kind of that same kind of. Does he play the piano?
Elton and Billy are big piano players. Jackson played the piano,
Yeah.
but he's a really good guitar player.
Yeah, but it's also that just.
Billy Joel is fun, and like we enjoyed me sort of watching that documentary with you. I love Elton John, but I'm not as into the ballady stuff that Billy Joel was. But he's an incredibly talented musician.
Thanks for your music reviews.
Yeah,
we're all so thankful.
Yeah, I thought so. So I thought I'd ask ChatGPT to give us some questions about age gap relationships.
Oh, fun!
Yeah.
Oh, this is good.
So we can kind of choose from them together. I mean,
if you're not using ChatGPT, I think it should be a B. I don't even know what it stands for.
I think it should be too.
It doesn't flow quite right.
No.
The PT. My kids have been doing their homework on this for a couple years now, a year and a half, 2 years.
Which I don't really support, but yeah, it's just
Smart.
It is where we are.
And I am very, as the old dog, just kind of learning how to use this. But I've been using it where, like, I write you a love letter, and then I put it in ChatGPT, and I go, hey, can you make this a little bit more cool, a little bit more edgy? And it's like, wow. Next thing you know, there I am.
Yeah, you've never done that, and I would never allow you to do such thing. But it's a great tool if you can use it as such. And I do worry about the younger generations because they haven't had to grow up with the critical thinking and lack of technology that we did. And I worry about people using it in the wrong ways and becoming too reliant on it, but it's an incredible tool.
It pisses me off because I love creative writing, and I like putting my thoughts on paper, and then you can come up with very broad strokes, and ChatGPT will do it better than we ever thought of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just the world is changing.
I'm ready to go. I'm always ready to go.
Another thing that I have wanted people to consider of like we have this amazing tool at our fingertips, and most people don't even have to pay for the premium version, so for free. And if a company is giving you something this powerful for free, they're getting something even more valuable in return for themselves. So just something to consider.
Your thought and your soul.
Yeah, pretty much your entire soul.
Yeah. Also, you use ChatGPT as your personal therapist from time to time too.
I don't really do that as much anymore, but yeah, sometimes.
I read something like they're.
I have friends that literally use it as their therapist. Sometimes when I'm like frustrated about a situation, I'll be like, hey, I feel this way about the situation. Are my feelings out of line? And ChatGPT is like really empathetic and kind, so it's like pretty much never going to tell you that your feelings are out of line. But no, it's usually like you're thinking about this in a really balanced and healthy way. Here are some ways you could address this with your boyfriend.
Oh my God, you are AI. Whoa. Go, hit me. I can't read that far away.
So how did you feel when you first realized there was a big age difference between us?
Like the first 3 seconds? How did I feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a question for me because I know that like before me, you were dating some girls who were like 26, so you're probably like, oh, she's a little old for me, 30.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I thought. I was like, ooh. That one seems far too smart. I shan't waste my time with that one, I said to myself.
I was like, this should be interesting. I've always wanted to date an older man. I was good friends. At that time, I was living with my dad in Newport, and I was hanging out with all of his friends. So all my inner circle.
Give a little backstory there in case you don't know who you are. She had a long-term relationship with her boyfriend and spent the summer with her father. I had spent a long-term relationship with my now ex-wife, and I was living with my mother.
Yeah. Yes, I was financially independent, but I didn't know what city I wanted to end up in next. My ex-boyfriend and I had lived in Manhattan Beach together. I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay in LA, if I wanted to move back to Newport, or if I had even considered San Diego before I knew Brian. And so I was like, I'll go live with my old man. He lives alone. He would love to have me. And it was a very special time in our lives. But yeah, I got out of an 8-year relationship. Meeting Brian was about, 5 months after I got out of that relationship.
Definite rebound. Definite rebound.
So, anyways, my inner circle of friends was between the ages of about 50 to 75 at that point in my life. And one of my friends, Tony,
Because they're all the people you're hanging out with at your dad's
they're all
house.
all my dad's friends. There were always people around. And I used to hang out with Tony and his wife, Rebecca. And Tony would always tell me, he's like, you are ready to date a man who's 50. Like, that's the kind of man that you should be looking for. You need somebody who's established. You need somebody who's probably been through a divorce and has learned through that and knows that is really going to appreciate this next
I've never
person in
thanked
their
Tony
life.
for this information.
You need to date somebody with kids. And I was like, Tony, you're fucking insane. I'm not dating somebody who's 50 years old. Like, I'm
nut dragger.
Yeah,
you old nut dragger.
I was 30 at the time, and I was like, that's like a bit of a stretch. I'm like, yeah, maybe somebody in their 40s. Like, I am a mature kind of old soul, and I have my shit together. Like, I want somebody with their shit together who is more established. And then I met you, and I was like, let's see what this is like.
I mean, not to not to brag on myself, but I am a pretty good looking 52-year-old.
You are. You definitely are.
Yeah. So, how old did you think I was when you first met me?
I don't really even remember meeting you.
Because she was so drunk.
Yeah. But probably I would say you're like early 40s, like 44 maybe.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. You got the job, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How do I feel when I first realized there was a big difference? I knew she was fucking it. I was only looking at young girls at that time, you know.
Did you ever have doubts about what people would think?
They would see again, man, high five. People like, yo, bro, what the fuck? You pulling some hot young, yeah, like that. Yeah, I was like, oh, my friends will think I'm so cool.
I didn't really care. I don't really give a fuck what people think, and all my friends were pretty supportive. I think the one thing that people were concerned about was that you were newly divorced and you had 3 kids, and that there was a lot of complications and baggage there. People weren't necessarily concerned about the age, but they're like, do you really want to put yourself in this situation?
Fuck,
and it was a fair question.
Fair question. And where does he live? Oh, he's living in his mom's pool house, which was some of the greatest days of my life, to be honest.
It was fun.
Fucking love the simple life in the pool house.
Let's see what else.
What were your friends and family's initial reactions? How did that affect you? Again, my mom's a boy mom.
Yeah.
High fives. Yeah. Nice work. Get one. Yeah. My dad, long since dead, but totally would have high fived me.
Yeah.
You're like, good job, Moonchild. Real slow with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
My dad met him on day one. I think we've told this story before, but we met at a food and wine festival. My brother and I invited Brian and his brother back to our place to hang out. And we kind of forgot we invited them over because we were all so drunk. And then they show up at our door. My dad's sitting on the couch watching TV. Brian comes in and bets on horse races with my dad.
I make your dad tune into the Breeders' Cup, right? One of the greatest days of horse racing of the year. I was like, Hal, you're going to learn how to bet right now and gamble on horses. And so, yes, we were doing that.
And they hit it off. And then I pulled Brian into my childhood bedroom and started making out with him. And then my best friend Sally came in and was like, hey, guys, Hal's not really cool with this. So, just typical, like, high school stuff, really.
Hold on.
And then Brian left me his number on a piece of paper. He wrote some phrase in Italian, which, like, knowing Brian now,
I don't know Italian.
I know, but that's what you wrote a phrase in Italian.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
Not me.
Yes.
Huh.
I need to look at what it was.
I think I was on mushrooms.
I
was speaking.
And then I had my dad throw his number away the next day, and then like the day after that, I had him dig it out of the trash. But my dad thought that Brian was lying about all this stuff. He's like, I don't think he actually owns any of those restaurants. Like, I think he's just saying he owns those restaurants to look cool. And like, I don't think he is who he says he is. Like, yeah, go have dinner with him. But like, I don't believe that he's like this famous guy with restaurants. I'm like, Dad, you can like Google all this stuff now. It's legit. He's like, nah, I don't buy it.
Did you Google me?
Yeah, of course I Googled you. I drove to San Diego to go on a date with you and invited you to my hotel room.
Yeah.
I at least Googled you.
Dirty girl. Dirty girl.
So yeah, Hal had no concerns about your age. He was just concerned you were lying to me about like owning restaurants and stuff.
Yes. I was not lying. No.
What do you think is the biggest difference in the stage of life you're in versus mine?
Baggage.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, just I would say it's not even the ex-wife anymore because that's out of the picture. It's the only difference between you and I right now is I have kids, and I have older kids.
Yeah.
I really think it is.
I mean, your businesses are more successful than mine, but
Yeah, but you had a really good job.
yeah, no, I had a very successful career. Now I'm working on building my next successful career.
Yes,
Doesn't pay quite as well as the last
No,
one,
but
it kind of comes with a lot of perks.
it comes with a lot of perks. I would say, I mean, if I didn't have children, which I absolutely love my children, I would be footloose and fancy free right now because you had a lot of freedom because of the way your job was set up. I would have a lot of freedom because of the way my jobs were set up. So I think that's it.
Yeah. No, I don't really think, I think that is really the only difference of you having teenage kids in high school. If I had teenage kids in high school, it would have meant I got knocked up at like 18 or 19.
Dang,
I wouldn't have been ready for that.
No.
How do you think our age difference has actually helped our relationship?
Like you said, had you met 34-year-old me, we would not be going out anymore.
No.
I needed to get to a place. Like you said, you're mature, many lifetimes beyond your age.
Thanks.
And I was not very mature, and we were both just having fun and didn't know where it would take us or anything like that. But through our love and trial and error and where it is, I wound up getting sober to show you my commitment to our love, and to also be a better father, a better business person. But I was a fucking red hot mess when I was 34 years old, and I worked 12 hours a day, and I worked, all the time. And then I drank heavily, and I traveled. I did this. I was intense. It was a lot, and that wouldn't have been a good place for our relationship to blossom.
Yeah. And I think I mentioned this a little bit to you this morning, but I think the way that our age gap has helped me is it gives me a lot of safety and like the relationship I want. Because if I was with a 34-year-old man, like typically those men are still in the depths of like really building their career and grinding and spending like 12 hours a day doing that. And I feel like you know what you want to do with your life. There isn't these like sudden shifts and kind of like instability that men still figuring out their career have. And that brings me a lot of like safety, not just necessarily your career, but just that you've had all these life experiences. Like I feel like I trust in your steadiness.
And there's a lot of unsteadiness in my steadiness.
Yes, but there is like a steadiness. I mean, it's not necessarily age related, but that makes me feel safe. And I appreciate that you are at a place in your career where, I don't know, we get to spend more time together and we get to build things together.
We're not living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, which I don't think I would be with a 34-year-old, but there's so much more like building and sacrifice at that time in people's lives. Beautiful. And we're still getting to build things, but I think without like as much fear. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I explained that well, but.
And then I can point out opportunities and obstacles that are coming in your life.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have a lot of wisdom, but you have a lot of experience, and I like those things.
Oh, God. I love you. I love turn off the camera. Seriously. All right, next.
How do we balance different energies, youthful versus seasoned? I'll start with this one.
Okay, beautiful.
I think we have very similar energy levels. Being that like Brian is definitely like the ever ready energizer bunny who always wants to like get more and do more, and I do move at a little slower pace. Like I don't see the hurry and rush in life, but when it comes to like going out and traveling and just kind of the amount of things that we want to get done in each day in a very different way, like I get different things done each day. I think we both are very energetic, and if anything, like you have more energy than me, but not really. I think we're pretty balanced, and
we both have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we have similar like desires to travel and go to concerts and go out, and neither of us like to stay out past like 10:30 p.m.
We don't lay around the couch and watch too many TVs or movies. A little bit lately, which I haven't really enjoyed. What is it? King of Wars. Oh yeah. All right, but which you don't watch with me. Yeah, we're both very, very active.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
You're not a slow old man.
Nut dragger.
Yeah, you're not. You're not
A slow old nut dragger.
Uh,
I run with my nuts dragging. Is what I do.
Brian has really high testosterone. It's like higher than most people in their 30s.
That's what she had my blood drawn for, and that's the test.
Yeah.
I do not take testosterone.
No, he does not. Because if you take testosterone, you don't have a sperm count anymore. Did you know that? You destroy your fertility with testosterone replacement, so you should not
I did
do
not. Were you referring to somebody on the other side of the camera? Because you didn't ask me that question.
No, I was just letting the people know. I heard this horrible story. One, Aubrey Marcus, who I think most of us agree is kind of a douchebag at this point, but he was on
No idea.
he was on testosterone, and he wants to impregnate his two girlfriends, Vilana and I forget Alana. But
Convenient names.
Yeah, he tested his sperm, and his sperm count was 0 because he had been injecting himself with testosterone for so long. I think he got it back, but yeah, wouldn't recommend getting on testosterone if you still plan to have children one day. 2, there was this couple that's a friend of a friend, and he started taking testosterone supplements. I think it was like a cream he was rubbing on, and he like did it behind his wife's back, and all of a sudden their 4-year-old boy
Put the cream on his wife's back.
No, it's actually like a really horrible and sad story, but he was putting this cream on, and all of a sudden their 4-year-old boy like started developing rapidly and like went through puberty and like
The 4-year-old boy was playing with the testosterone.
He looked like he was like 13 years old in a period of 6 months.
Was he rubbing it on himself?
And I think he had just gotten like when his dad had like picked him up and stuff like that, like he had just gotten exposed to it, or maybe he had played with it, but they took him to
Don't put the creamy testosterone in the house.
Well, this is my lesson to people of like, if you are on testosterone replacement therapy.
Why would you be on testosterone?
Because
if aren't you on it to try to boost your sperm count?
No.
To get muscles?
Did you not just listen to what I said? If you take
exogenous, kind of a long story.
If you take exogenous testosterone,
was anybody else out there fading away, like going, "What is she talking about?"
You make your sperm count go to 0.
I think we should really focus on small conversations.
Okay.
Long.
Anyways, if you rub on testosterone on your body, man or woman, you rub hormone creams on your body, they can get on your partner, they can get on your kids. It ruined this kid's life basically because they forced him to go through puberty like 7 years early, and the husband lied about it. Now they're getting divorced.
Good. I think they should.
Sorry. What do we argue about that you think might be tied to age differences?
Children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think that's tied to age differences?
You tell me how to raise children without ever having raised children. You try to help me and give your opinion on how to raise children. And I'm like, well, you never walked a mile in my shoes kind of thing.
Fair.
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just leave it at that. What are little quirks of being with someone older that make you laugh? I'll start with this one first. He likes to write everything down on pen and paper. He doesn't know how to use like the notes app in his phone.
I do use the notes app, but I also need to physically see things.
Yeah. Yesterday, he made me read him his whole calendar for the week.
So I could write it
on a piece of paper.
Because I need to like lay out the week. I like to see it all in front of me. And if it's in the computer, I'm just kind of like, the little colors don't mean enough to me. I like to see it. Now I'm all at peace with the week.
Yeah. When we started dating, the way he listened to music was
Maroon 5?
only through Pandora.
Oh, I only did.
He didn't know what Spotify was.
Oh, God. That was funny.
So
I still have my AOL account. Just kidding. I don't have that.
We did get him on Spotify.
Oh, my God. I did have Pandora. That's so cute.
What else?
He takes a nap every afternoon. Nap time, and he only wakes up with more milk. When you have to change my diaper. Poopy. Oh, Poopy, come here, little girl. Sit on.
He can't see without his glasses.
Sit on Daddy's lap. I can't see without my glasses.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's it.
What are the quirks of me?
Oh.
Being young.
Inside out clothes on the floor. Just fucking dropping her clothes wherever they are. When she cooks, it looks like a fucking tornado hit the kitchen. I'm like, you can kind of do it and clean at the same time. And she's always like, I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to clean it. And she does. You do.
I do.
You do. And then when I was a kid, my mom how she taught me to not put my clothes right inside outside.
Yeah.
Was I threw my clothes on the floor inside outside, and then she would fold them inside outside. So that's what I do for you when I have your clothes and I'm doing some laundry. I fold them inside outside so that one day you'll learn to put them on the right way.
But actually, did you know that it's best to wash your clothes inside out so that they last longer?
Just your jeans, I think. No, you actually act like you're older than I am.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah. She like gets her little Kindle and reads in bed every night and has her tea and those things. And I'm like, Jesus, what an old broad. What a fucking old broad.
What do kids or blending families bring into the mix with an age gap? Answer that first.
If you'd like to.
I mean, it's a whole new world for me. I feel pretty established in it at this point in time, but I didn't meet the kids for probably the first year we were dating, and then I started
As should be proper for those people out there who are recently separated or divorced. It is no time to bring people into your life until you are well established and you know that is somebody that you want to have around and inflict, because it brings a lot of stress and uncomfort to the kids. And mine were like, late or early teens.
Yeah, they were like 11 and 13
12
maybe.
13ish. And I made sure that I did not bring her around at all.
And if you are an ex-partner of this person, it'd probably be wise if you didn't subject your children to knowing that your ex is dating somebody. Do the right thing and be an adult.
Oh, like don't spoil it and say, hey, he's dating this person, check him out on Instagram.
Or not even that, but just don't tell your kids if your ex is dating somebody. Keep adult stuff between adults.
100%, yes. Do not do that.
Because you're just adding unnecessary stress to your kids.
That's a whole million different podcasts right there. Is like, don't fucking tell your kids anything about your relationship with your ex that is going to...
Don't talk about your ex-husband or wife. Don't talk about your ex-husband or wife, new partners. Don't talk about your own new partners.
Unless it's in a positive way, which I do believe a lot of people who have been separated actually do support. Like, hey, your father works really hard. He's sorry he wasn't able to get you there. Or, hey, your mom had something going on. You can support each other. You cannot tear each other down.
Yeah, just let kids be kids, especially when they're going through something as challenging as a divorce. So yes, I didn't meet the kids for the first year, and then, I don't think they were super thrilled to have me in their life necessarily, and not like horribly angry either, but I don't know where I'm going with this.
But when we went to the movies, you guys all got the kids passes and stuff like that. It was so cool.
No, I just learned, Brian always makes the joke of I entered into the big leagues. My friends are all having babies and changing diapers, and I'm like learning how to parent teenagers with him.
Yes.
And it's not for the faint of heart. But I am grateful for the experience, and we've come a long way.
Yeah, you're going to be a seasoned pro when you get the opportunity again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
Do you ever worry about the future more because of our age difference, or not at all?
Like when I die and you're out getting young dick? Yeah, that's what I think about all the time. That's why I'm like actually... really eating well now and really exercising well, and I've said this before on the podcast, is I'm going to stay alive long enough for you to age out of any kind of hotness, right? Like you're gonna be like 80 and when I die, and they're like, I'm like, no luck getting some young dick, peace out, dead. That's what I'm gonna do.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'll probably leave you enough money though that you can probably go buy some young dick if you want to, but you're not gonna earn it.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I just try not to think about it. I'm like, none of us know what we're promised, like in terms of how long we're going to live or what's going to happen in life. So I don't think there's any sense in me being like, oh, I'm dating an older man.
He's going to die.
Yeah,
it's going to be like 100. Just a long times away.
Yeah.
I'm convinced I'm going for 100. So I'm like halfway through my life.
Who fucking knows? People get sick all the time. And like people that think they're going to have their partner until old age, something happens. They get divorced, they get sick. So I'm just
hit by a car.
Yeah, I'm of the mindset
shot by a burglar.
You can't really worry about something.
Fall out of a plane.
Stop it.
Eaten by a shark.
There's no point in worrying about something that may or may not happen,
Yeah.
Do you feel judged in public? Did we already talk about that one?
You know who judges people in public is my daughter. We were at the Leucadia Farmers Market. Is that the one we went to?
Yeah.
The Leucadia Farmers Market. And there was a sophisticated man and a younger woman. He goes, "There's you." She says, she looks at me, she goes, "There's you and Harley." I was like, "Yo, bitch." I only see noticeable age gap differences when you can just tell a real flashy douchebag dude who...
Or he's like 1 foot in the grave. And you're like, is that her grandfather or is she fucking him?
Oh, that's true. That's true. You know, but around here in La Jolla in Southern California, you see the guy that's got the fake tan, the jewelry, the shirt that's unbuttoned, and he's definitely divorced. Oh no, I just broke one of my beautiful necklaces.
Oh, no, I bet I could fix it.
And anyway, you see that one, and he's got his floozy, dumb little fucking big knockered fucking inflated lips, fucking young girl, this and this and this, and those are the ones I judge.
Yeah, you can totally judge them, but I'm like, I don't think you don't judge the man or the woman more harshly.
No. You're both just like, you're kind of douchey.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm not really concerned about being judged in public. I don't think we look like we're drastically different ages. I don't know. If people are looking at us and judging us, I've never even thought about it once in public.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone considering dating?
Have we ever been in that situation where somebody's referred to you as my daughter?
Oh, a couple times?
A couple times, yeah. If you work in the service industry, do not get over your skis and say something you cannot take back, all right? Like, just refer to your... don't put a title on it.
Yeah.
Would your daughter like a soda?
We were packing up our hotel in Greece, and I was like, Brian was out helping with the luggage, and I think I was inside like packing up the last bag, and the bellman was like, "Oh, does your daughter need help with her bag?" And then the other time was hilarious. We were in Costa Rica, and we were zip lining, and there was this little redhead kid named Harry.
Oh my God, that's right.
And,
little British Harry.
Yeah, little British Harry. And then we took a picture of him and his family, and then we asked if he'd take a picture of us. And so he took a picture of us, and when he was taking a picture of us, we kissed each other. And he's like, "Oh my God." And he's like, "Whoa." And then he like whispers to his mom, and his parents laugh. And then he tells us, and he was like, "I thought that was your daughter. And then I realized you're in love."
That was funny.
That was cute.
People need to be careful. I mean, Harry did nothing wrong there, but the person in Greece, I was at an ice cream place with Sailor one time in Tahoe visiting Uncle James, and we walked into like this travel adventure place, and I was like, "Oh, I want to see about a fishing trip." And he said, "Are you and your wife going?" I'm like, "Yo, retard."
Yeah.
This is like my 12-year-old.
You're not supposed to say the R word.
Oh, sorry. No, I think it's back.
Okay.
Yo, retard.
Oh God.
When you refer to a 12-year-old girl as somebody's wife,
yeah,
you're hillbilly or retard.
Yeah. I think that we should be able to use that word. I don't think you should use that word with people who have mental disabilities, but I think with people who weren't born with mental disabilities but clearly have mental disabilities, like assuming a 12-year-old is your wife, I think it's a fair word to say.
Yeah, let's put that out there in the world and see what happens. Fun and playful. If you could switch ages for a day, what would you do differently? I'd fucking... What would I do if I was 34 for the day?
Yeah.
What would I do? Oh, I'd do a bunch of fucking blow and go get really drunk. Are you kidding me? I'd go to Vegas with all my friends and fucking rage for a weekend. Because I'm not sober. I don't know what all my problems are yet. And I'm just like gonna just rage and have the time of my life.
I mean,
I'm in love with you still. I'm not gonna fuck somebody, but I'm gonna go have a fucking rager.
I don't really know what I would do if I was 53. Like, can I like see the past and then decide decisions I don't want to make? Like, can I see myself at 53 and be like, "Oh, I don't want to do that thing I did at 37 because that doesn't turn out good"? Like, that's the only value I can see in being 53 for a day. I don't know what's cool to do when you're older that's not cool when you're younger.
Go rage in fucking Vegas for the weekend with your friends?
I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that one. Any closing statements on age gap?
Yeah, I got one. Okay. I got one. Love defies age. If you find somebody and they're legal, Got some stories about that one. All right. So not on us, just something else we heard about recently. If you find somebody and you absolutely love each other, and I don't think age is a big concern. Love does not know age. That's what I say.
I completely agree. Yeah. And if you're so concerned about people in age gap relationships, like, go get a hobby.
Yeah. Yo, fuck off, Karen.
Not Karen, our neighbor. We love you.
No, not Karen, our neighbor, but that Philly Karen and all the other Karens out there in the world. And what's the douchebag dude's name?
Do they have one?
I thought they were working on that one. I do know some nice Karens, and I really feel bad that they have been just subjected to hate.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, love knows no age.
Perfect.